Evening, everyone. This is my first video to YouTube Live. My name is Nathan, a.k.a. MjrBoothroyd, or Dynamo Ned, depending on where you find me. And tonight I'm going to be opening the 56 packs that I got from my pre-order for the Ungoro expansion for Hearthstone. So let's get right to it, shall we? All right. Looks like we're off to a nice start with 3 decent shaman cards, or elemental, and title surge. Yeah, and a golden epic at that for Mage. Very nice. Yeah, that's true. Hold on while I may take a little longer than normal because I'm trying to keep up with a spreadsheet of what exactly I wind up with. So, good point. Yeah. Uh, yeah, for those of you who probably can't hear, uh, I'm actually with Musical Muse and T Rice over in the GUG chat, and so it's probably sounding like a one-sided conversation to most of y'all. Okay. All right, a couple of nice Warlock cards. Cruel Dinomancer. Tarlurker. Tarlurker's interesting to me because it's on your opponent's turn, it's a 4/7 with taunt. On your own turn, it becomes a 1/7. So good defensive card, but not much in the way of attack. Should be interesting though. Cruel Dinomancer though. I think this is going to play a part in the new Disco Lock decks that we're going to see. In particular, because it lets you summon back a random minion you discarded sometime during the game. I've heard mixed things about this card because, well, I know I was watching Kibler's stream earlier today, and he actually wound up removing it from his deck because he thought it was underperforming. So we'll see how it does. Firefly, nice easy one-drop elemental for elemental shaman decks. Giant Wasp. It is 3 mana for 2/2, but it does have stealth and poisonous, so that might see some use in rogue and hunter decks. Ooh, epic. Dino Size. That's going to be an interesting paladin card, I think. It's a little slow in that it is 8 mana, but you pull it off and it should be interesting. I had to agree with a lot of what I'm hearing about Sabertooth Stalker. That's going to be a very memey card, and I got 2 of them. Flame Geyser. Deal 2 damage, add a 1/2 elemental to your hand. In Elemental Mage, that's going to be interesting. Ultrasaur. Yeah, it's 14 health, but it's 10, and it's only 7 attack, so that'll probably wind up being dust. Ooh, Tolviel Warden. That's one I've been looking at, and Jeweled Macaw. Both good hunter cards for the new Beast Hunter and the new Quest Hunter, I think. So Quest Hunter is one of the ones I'm really wanting to try. I'm hoping I run into that quest at some point. If not, it'll probably be one of the first ones I craft. A Tortellin Shell Razor. Good taunt minion for Priest. Comes with a nice little Death Rattle buff. And Hot Spring Guardian. Taunt 2/4, restore 3 health. Very nice for Elemental Shaman. Ooh, this one's looking good. So, a couple of common paladins. Rare Shaman and Rare Priest. Crystalline Oracle, that one's going to be good. Another for the new Death Rattle Priest quest. Fireblue Harbinger for Battlecry, and let's see what the epic is. Ooh, Blood Bloom. Next spell you cast this turn costs health instead of mana. Yeah, that could be interesting. Oh, 2 rares, very nice. Okay, so another Firefly. Yay, duplicates. Glacial Shard, that's a new one. 2/1 Battlecry freeze an enemy. Evolving Spores. Not really sure what I think of this one. It does adapt all your minions, but it's a 4 mana drop. We'll have to see how that does in Beast Druid. Razor Petal Lasher. So I've seen a lot of people kind of down this card because its Battlecry gives you a Razor Petal, which only does 1 damage and is a 1 mana card. But I think once you look at it in the light of that it's basically a combo enabler, instead of being, for the actual damage, then I think it becomes a lot more interesting. Of course, arguably, you could say that Backstab or some of the other 0-cost cards are better combo enablers, but you work with what you got. And Lightfuse Stegodon. I really like this card because I like Paladin, and even though it wasn't as strong in the last meta, I'm really hoping this will be one of the ones that helps turns that around, especially with all the interactions with Silverhand recruits. Definitely running into some duplicates now. Molten Blade. That'll be interesting for Warrior. Rockpool Hunter. Good neutral common for all the Murloc decks, but in particular the new Shaman Murloc quest. And Igneous Elemental. That'll be good for the Elemental decks. Gives you 2 1/2 elementals to add to your hand. Very nice. All right. There's Razor Petal Volley. It lets you add 2 Razor Petals to your hand that deal 1 damage. And Volcano. Deal 15 damage split among all minions. And comes with Overload 2. So that'll probably find its way into a lot of Elemental Shaman decks. But we shall see. The Cruel Dinomancer. Giant Mastodon. That's probably dust. Tar Lord. Here's an interesting. This is kind of like the Tar Creeper and Tar Lurker we saw earlier, but this one's a warrior card, and it's a 1/11 7-drop. Has +4 attack during your opponent's turn. And Radiant Elemental over here, Priest card, enables that one of the cards that with Beardo enables that Caldara Drake-like combo that lets you basically use your hero power as much as you want. And we have our first legendary, but let's take a look at the others first. Another Tarlord, another Firefly. Grievous Bite, we haven't seen that one yet. That's a hunter card. Deal 2 damage to a minion and 1 to its adjacent ones. Very nice. And Frozen Crusher. Interesting 6, 8/8 card that when it attacks a minion, or when it attacks, afterward it freezes itself. Could see that maybe being used with a silence to get rid of that nasty effect, but let's see what this legendary is. Ah, looks like I caught the Shaman legendary, Unite the Murlocs. Oh, those Murlocs we saw earlier will be nice. The quest is summon 10 Murlocs, and the reward is you get Megafin. So, very nice. Looks like I'm going to be building a Murloc Shaman deck. Oh, and it looks like I got a rare and an epic. Ooh, Stubborn Gastropod. 1/2 drop that has Taunt and Poisonous. Archaeologist. Nice little 2-drop, 2/3 that tutors out secrets from your deck. Golaka Crawler. Hungry Crab, but for pirates. A lot of people see this one being as the anti-pirate, quote-unquote, hate card. I'm actually seeing it as a potential enabler for pirate decks because, you in an ideal pirate turn, you play Nazas First Mate, and Patches pops out with it. You have a player, the opposing player plays a 2-drop of some kind. If it's too big for your 2 1-drops to handle, you play Golaka Crawler, have it eat one of them, and you wind up with a 3/4. And let's see, and another Blood Bloom. All right. Okay, another Fire Plume Harbinger, another Air Elemental, more Shaman Elementals. Nesting Rock. Neutral 4/7 Beast, that if you control at least 2 other minions, you get Taunt. I think that could see some play in Beast Hunter or Beast Druid decks, but otherwise, probably not so much. Got a 1-drop Paladin card here, Adaptation. Adaptation lets you adapt a friendly minion. I think there's a little high cost for that, but it could prove useful. So, and then Volatile Elemental here with a Death Rattle effect of deal 3 damage to a random enemy minion. It's only a 1/1, and it is a 2-drop, but that 3 damage to a random minion could be quite powerful. All right, let's take a look at this next one. Looks like 2 rares. Check the commons first. Oh, Crackling Razor Maw. Another one of those hunter cards that I'm looking forward to. When you play it, it's a 3/2 2-drop that lets you adapt a friendly beast. We got Stegodon here. Stegodon 2/6 Taunt Beast. There's a Paladin card called, I believe, Spike Ridge Steed that lets you give 2/6 and Taunt to a creature or to one of your minions, and then when that minion dies, it summons one of these Stegodons. So that'll be interesting. Oh, and Mirage Collar. So this is one of those cards for the Death Rattle Priest that's going to be very interesting because I keep using that word, but it's going to be neat. Lets you copy a minion on the board and summon a 1/1 copy of it. So, yay, fun. And Earthen Scales for Druid. Gives a friendly minion 1/1, and you gain armor equal to its attack. So, again, I think that'll be great in Beast Druid. Oh, looks like we got an epic in this one. A bunch of repeats. Let's check the epic. Bright-Eyed Scout. Okay, this one I see being an enabler in some of the decks with high cost minions, like the highly touted Exodia Mage deck that uses the Arcane and Molten Giants. Being able to get them out at a cost 5 could be really useful. But yeah, that one I see has a lot of potential. All right, more. Okay, Shell Shifter. Nice little druid card. So you can either wind up with a 5/3 with stealth or a 3/5 with taunt. So if you're playing more of a controlled druid deck, you can get a nice little taunt minion that's roughly equivalent to Singe and Shieldmaster. Or if you're playing the quest druid, which requires you to play, I believe it's 5 minions with 5 attack or more, then you can play this out on turn 4. So very nice. Looks like we got an epic and a rare. Let's check the commons first. All right, Emerald Reaver deals 1 damage to each hero. It is a beast, so they might make it in some of the beast decks. Otherwise, it's only a 1 mana 2/1, so we'll have to see. Another Shell Shifter, and ooh, Blaze Caller. If you played an elemental last turn, you deal 5 damage. Okay, there's a new one, Thunder Lizard. If you played an elemental last turn, adapt. So it is a 3/3 drop. That does get adapt though. So that could be interesting in an elemental deck. Another Cruel Dinomancer, and ooh, new interesting Paladin weapon. After your hero attacks, summon 2 1/1 Silver Hand Recruits. Given all the interactions that are happening in this, in the Paladin design for these cards, where you have all the Silver Hand Recruit interaction, that's definitely useful to be able to summon in total 6 1/1 Silver Hand Recruits for 7 mana, considering that to do the same thing would require 12 mana using your hero power. That's very nice. Good, very mana efficient. We'll see how it actually does, but I like it. An epic and a rare. Shimmering Tempest, that's going to make its way into the Elemental Mage deck. Lets you add a random mage spell to your hand on Death Rattle. I think that'll also find its way into the Exodia Mage deck. All right, Turret Scale Stalker, Hunter card that lets you trigger a friendly minion's Death Rattle. That'll be good in some of the Beast Druid, or the Beast Hunter decks, I mean. Means you basically get 2 for the price of 1 with every Death Rattle minion you play. You get it once now, and you get it once when it actually dies. So I could see that comboing well with Kindly Grandmother and the Dino Egg. Very nice. Primordial Drake. Taunt, 8-drop 4/8 taunt with a battle cry of deal 2 damage to all other minions. So it's basically it's a Holy Nova that has a 4/8 body to it. So, and it can be used by all classes. Ooh, nice golden hydrologist there. Lets you discover a paladin secret. Binding Heal. Binding Heal is the new flash heal, but it not only heals you, it heals a minion and you for 5 health. Bit situational maybe, but for 1 mana, kind of hard to complain. Interesting rogue card here though. Hallucination. Hallucination lets you discover a card from your opponent's class. Now, of course, rogue kind of has the gimmick where it lets you steal cards from your opponent's deck or class. This one's interesting because you get to choose the one that you're stealing from your opponent, and it may not even be necessarily in their deck. It could be any from that opponent's class. So I think we'll see that pop up in a lot of rogue decks here in the near future. Chittering Tunneler, a warlock card. Discover a spell, deal damage to your hero equal to its cost. So nice battle cry, lets you get out your warlock spells earlier. But you pay the price with, instead of with mana, you pay with health. All right, 2 golden rares. And one's for Terrascale Stalker, and the other for Volcano. And the rest of these are dupes. A lot of duplicates here, although we do have Tar Creeper, which is the neutral 1/5 elemental with taunt. And it does get +2 attack during your opponent's turn, but it's only 1 attack during yours. So good news is it is a taunt with 5 health. That is a 3/5 during your opponent's turn, making it equal to Singe and Shieldmaster. Good old Tazdingo. But only 3 mana. So we'll see how much play that gets. Mana Bind. Here's a secret that when your opponent casts a spell, you can add a copy of your hand to your hand that costs nothing. So yeah, can definitely see that having utility. Ravisar Runt. There's a beast that can be used in any deck. But I think you'll see a lot of play in the Beast Hunter and Beast Druid decks. If you control 2 other minions, you adapt. So all kinds of things. You could make it poisonous to take out larger minions. Give it Wind Fury to let it attack twice. Give it +1 to attack, +1 to health. Lots of different things there. And I think the rest of these are duplicates except Obsidian Shard. It's going to be another rogue. So kind of working off the whole rogue steals cards from other classes. Obsidian Shard costs 1 less for each card you've played from another class. So, and it's a 3 attack, 3 durability weapon that costs 4. But of course, if you steal cards from your opponent, it costs a lot less. All right, looks like we got 2 epics. Tortolan Forager gives you a random minion with 5 or more attack, good for the Druid quest. Another Fire Plume Harbinger. Ooh, Bittertide Hydra. So this is another beast that I think is going to see some play. It's an 8/8 for 5 mana. The only downside is that when it takes damage, it deals 3 damage to you. Primalfin Champion, a good paladin card there. Lets you return any spells you cast on it to your hand. Disguised Toast had an interesting video showing that if this is stolen by you, if you're playing a different deck and a paladin plays this card, and then you use something like Mind Control or Mind Control Tech to steal it over to your side of the board, any spells that you play on it, you get back as well. Okay, Primal Fin Totem. That'll be good for the Murloc Shaman. Since I got that quest, it'll definitely be something I'll be using. Egg Napper, I think we saw that one earlier. Yep. Oh, Fire Plume Phoenix. So 4-drop, 3/3 neutral elemental with Battle Cry of deal 2 damage. Definitely good in elemental decks. And could be used for situational clear for some smaller minions, or to take out some damaged minions. So I think that'll see some utility as well. I think these are all ones we've seen before. So all right, couple new ones here. Lakari Fellhound. This is going to be another one that figures prominently in the new discard Warlock decks. It's a 3/8 4-drop that has Taunt, and when you play it, it discards 2 cards from your hand. I've seen this already being played by Trump and Keebler online, so yeah, definitely a key component in the new Disco Lock decks. Devilsar Egg, so 0/3 neutral, and on Death Rattle, it summons a 5/5 Devilsar. So that'll probably work well with a Terrascale Stalker, letting you summon the 5/5 Devilsar, and then summon it again when the Devilsar Egg gets removed from the board. Duplicate hallucinations there. Stormwatcher. Another elemental, 7-drop, 4/8, does have Wind Fury. I'm not sure how much play it'll see, because it is a 7-drop. Maybe if the meta slows down a little bit, we'll see. But here's another one of the Druid cards for the Druid quest, Verdant Longneck. It is a 5/4 5-drop with Battlecry Adapt. So that'll definitely help further along the Druid quest. And another Frozen Crusher. Let's start with the rare this time. Another Vine Cleaver, and those are all duplicates. Direwhore Hatchling. First time we've seen that one. So this is one of the ones that's going to be good in the new Taunt Warrior decks. It's a 3/6 5-drop with Taunt. Not all that impressive stat-wise by itself, but it does have the Death Rattle, shuffle a 6/9 Direhorn with Taunt into your deck. So with that Death Rattle effect, it might be a little bit more interesting. Here we go, Ornery Direhorn. So this is a 6-drop 5/5 with Taunt, and it also has Battle Cry Adapt. So good, solid warrior taunt card there. I got a golden binding heel, another Tortolan Shell Razor, stubborn Gastropod, another Direhorn Hatchling, and I believe that's my third Blood Bloom. Jeweled Macaw again. Ravenous Pterodax is a Warlock card. It's a 4-drop 4/4 beast with Battle Cry, destroy friendly minion to adapt twice. I think this one could see some play with Devilsaur Egg, some of the other Death Rattle minions. So I'm curious to see where that one goes. Ironhide here, nice simple warrior card. 1 mana, gain 5 armor. Okay, that's Blood Bloom number 4, I think. And all the rest of these are repeats as well. All repeats on the commons. And okay, Mimic Pod. Nice rogue card. You draw a card, then add a copy of it to your hand. So that'll be good for the rogue quest, which requires that you play a card with the same name at least 4 times. I believe that one's called the Caverns Below. And when you finish that quest, it gives you a great card called the Crystal Core, which when you play it, it makes all the minions you play the rest of the game 5/5s. So, and from what I can see and what I've seen played of it online, it's really easy to get that quest complete condition, which means it's really easy to get a board full of 5/5s. So, hopefully, if I catch that quest, we'll see how that works. Oh, Volcanosaur. Volcanosaur is the one that if you logged in a few days ago, everyone got a golden copy of. It's a 7-drop 5/6 beast. It does get to adapt twice thanks to its battle cry, but it might see some play in some beast decks. But it's just for the mana cost, it's not a great stat line. Of course, if you get lucky with the dual adapts, then of course you could bump up the health or the attack to something a little more reasonable, but that's not guaranteed. So Elder Longneck. So this is a 3-drop 5/1. This is another one of those, if you're playing the Druid quest, you're going to want to play. And it has a battle cry where if you're holding another minion with 5 or more attack, you can adapt it. So very neat there. All the rest of these are duplicates, so on we go. All right, all these are duplicates. And 12-year Stone Shaper. Okay, this is a 3/5. It's a neutral, 4 mana. Battle cry, if you played an elemental last turn, you gain Divine Shield and Taunt. So could definitely see that making its way into certain elemental decks. Let's see, I think all of those are duplicates, although, well, Primal Fin Lookout's going to be a good one for the Murloc deck, since if you control another Murloc, it lets you discover another one. All right. All right, Golden Tar Lord. And a couple of rares. Another Primal Fin Totem. Very good. Another Elder Longneck. Oh, and there's a regular Gold Molten Reflection. So nice mage card. Lets you summon a copy of a friendly minion. Come on, legendaries. Yeah, looks like we got another legendary. Excellent. Another volcano. And all right, got the Warlock quest. Lakari Sacrifice. So this is the one that is going to be a big boon for Disco Lock. Thank you, Muse. And this is the one that gives you Nether Portal. It's that indestructible portal that summons 2/3/2 minions every turn. So I definitely see this being a big boost to Disco Lock. So may have to build me one of those. All right. Couple Fireflies. Oh, another Lakari Fellhound. That'll be good for the Disco Lock deck. Oh, okay. Here's a new one. Giant Anaconda. Another Druid card. It's a 7 mana 5/3. Stat line alone, it wouldn't really be that great, but it does have that Death Rattle, which lets you summon a minion from your hand with 5 or more attack when it gets killed. And it also counts toward the Druid quest. So could definitely see some utility in some of those quest Druid decks. All right, all those are, we've seen all those before. All right, so this is the card I was wanting to see. This is the Marsh Queen. This is the Hunter quest. The quest for it is to play 7 1-cost minions, and the reward you get is a beast card called Queen Carnassa. Uh, when you play Queen Carnassa, it puts 15 1-mana 3/2 raptors in your deck that also have Battle Cry draw a card. So basically, as long as you have mana and you keep drawing these raptors that Queen Carnassa spawns and puts in your deck, you can just keep playing 3/2 minions on the board over and over and over. And so uh, I really want to try to build one of these quest hunters. All right, nice golden devil star egg, another molten reflection. And I think the others are dupes as well. All right, nothing new there, I don't think. Seen all those before? Come on now. Let's see. I believe we've seen all those. Oh, Free from Amber. This is a priest card. It's 8 mana. Lets you discover a minion that costs 8 or more and summon it. Now, the unfortunate part of that card is the summon it, which means that if the minion in question has a battle cry, it doesn't go off. So, yeah, we'll see. It might have certain utility. It would allow you to summon cards like Ysera. So, yeah, we'll see. Another Tolvier Stone Shaper. Good to see. Another Flame Geyser. Okay, another Tolvier Warden. Another Bright-Eyed Scout. Very nice. Okay, a lot of duplicates, but that's okay. Another Free from Amber. Getting close to the end here. All right, this is the Paladin card I was talking about earlier with Stegadon. This is Spike Ridge Steed. As you can see, it lets you give a minion +2/+6 and taunt, and when they die, it lets you summon a 2/6 Stegadon. So a lot of value potential in that card. It is 6 mana, but I could see you putting this on one of your Silverhand recruits, and then once that Silverhand recruit dies, it lets you summon the Stegadon. So lets you keep a nice, big, healthy taunt minion on the board. All right. All these we've seen before. Okay, a couple we haven't seen yet. Dinomancy here. It is an epic 2-drop. It changes your hero power to give a beast +2/+2. Of course, there's a lot to be said for the Hunter's hero power. It does let you do 2 damage straight to the hero, which lets you put pressure on them. But giving +2/+2 to your beasts, especially if you're running a Beast Hunter deck or the Quest Hunter deck, could be really, really useful. We'll have to see how that does. If I go ahead and build the Queen Carnassa deck, we'll try that in there and see how it does. Down here we have Sated Thrushadon. It is a 7-drop, 5/7. Lets you summon 3 1/1 Murlocs. That could be useful in the Murloc deck for the Unite the Murlocs quest. But the only thing is, it being so late, probably have already completed the quest by the time you got around to it. So, not sure how useful that really is. All right, 3 more packs. Almost to the end here. Another Light Fuse Stegadon. And all the others are we've seen before. Now our penultimate pack. Nope, no surprises here. All right, last one. And again, nothing we haven't seen before. Good, good stuff. And let's see. How much gold do I have? All right, well, that's it. That's all 56 of my packs. Thank you all for tuning in. I will post up a nice little tabulated summary of how my cards all sussed out later. But thank you all for watching, and happy gaming, everybody.